What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Himothy Humble Cooking. And as always, all love, praise, and glory goes to the Most High God. Now, He provided the food that I even cook it for y'all. So thank Him, not me. Now, since I started following God, has my life been perfect? No. Am I sinless? No. I'd be lying if I just say, honestly, that's not what God promises us. So being a true follower of God doesn't mean, your life is going to get significantly better and all this. No. In fact, you may face more trials and tribulations. It just depends on what God has planned for you. So I'm not doing this for the sense maybe I can get rich or get all the women if I follow God. No. None of that. I don't even, when I pray, I don't even ask Him for materialistic things. I just constantly thank Him for everything He's done for me and ask Him, to keep His presence in my life. And when it comes to sin, I still sin. I still have issues in my life. I'm not perfect. But, again, there's a big difference between struggling with sin from time to time and having weak moments and just actively living in sin and just thinking you know what, I go to church on Sunday and ask God for forgiveness and then do that and then go right back to the sinful life. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. I want to give y'all these definitions real quick because those people were committing two different definitions: fornication and adultery. Now, if you look up what fornication means, and this was one of the things that I was going to struggle with beforehand, honestly. And I was going to make a video on this, but I did some real research and realized the true definition. Fornication. If you look up definitions of fornication, more than likely, you're going to get having sex while not married. That is a human definition. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that. Fornication is technically another form of adultery. It's the gender swapped. So let me read what it really is. It says in jurisdictions, intercourse between a married man and an unmarried woman would be fornication. Whereas intercourse between a married woman and an unmarried man was adultery. That's what the Bible means by fornication and adultery. It doesn't mean if you're just having sex. If you're single and she's single and she's just one of your little playthings. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, with that being said, the Bible's definition of marriage is still vastly different from the government. The Bible's definition of marriage, what Rebecca and Jacob, I may get that wrong. Let me look that up. Because I don't want to just put the wrong information. I know it was Rebecca, but I can't remember who Rebecca was married to. Who was Rebecca married to in the Bible? There we go. Isaac. There we go. Rebecca and Isaac went into a tent together and they became husband and wife. So technically, becoming husband and wife is, in a sense, you just deciding y'all are husband and wife. Either y'all are going steady, headed towards a relationship, in a relationship, one of y'all is in love and y'all are very close. Technically, almost if people see y'all out in public, they'd be they together. That's technically married. So, no, you don't have to be, and I was going to really struggle. I was going to, I really needed God. I was going to need God to help me with that one. If fornication really meant I can't have sex with women that I ain't in a relationship with. Yeah, I was really gonna need God for that one. I told you I ain't perfect, but that's not what it is. But it still ain't much of a difference because most women aren't dealing with someone. Whether that's they got a beta male or simp back at home, or they got, you know, a Pokey and Ray Ray or something. So like, if you meet a woman and you want to have some fun with her, bro, just ask her if she got a boyfriend or someone she dealing with. And if she do, at that point, you gotta leave her alone. You know, I ain't telling y'all what y'all gotta do, but if you want to follow God's word, leave her alone. Make sure the woman is single. And even single women, you still gotta be careful. Because a lot of them have the Jezebel spirit. And that's another thing I know for a fact. You know, I need God in every aspect of my life, but especially that. Like, because he gonna help me discern whenever I am around a single woman, beautiful single woman, he gonna help me discern that. Like, oh no, don't even mess with that one. Don't stay away from that one. Like I tell you, I need God for everything. All right, I ain't mean to talk that long, but I had to get that little lesson out the way. Let's get back to the story now.
Confidence transfer and coordination with Dana. I'd never felt so awake. Like every moment of my married life before this had been sleepwalking. Mallory didn't notice a thing. She still
I'm about to skip a little bit.
Smiled. But the curtain was about more times in the weeks that Mallory, telling her he couldn't wait to be a father. 8 minutes long. Mallory, in the recording, called me dense. Said I wouldn't know a clue if it hit him in the face. Luke.
That's what it is with simps, bro. I mean, most men in general don't understand woman nature, but especially simps, he wouldn't know a clue. Bro, she gave you hundreds of clues already. And the only reason you found out is because God was like, look in the trash can or wherever that pregnancy test, God helped you find that. Every time a beta male or simp find out his woman is cheating, more than likely that was God helping him. God is on this man's side. Yes, that doesn't. And this is another thing, and this will correlate with the beginning of the video. God isn't necessarily here to make you more comfortable in life. God is trying to make you more righteous, more spiritual, closer to him, so that after we pass, we will have eternal life and not death. So God isn't here to make you comfortable. So yes, if God leading this man to find this pregnancy test, it ain't gonna make him comfortable. It's gonna break his little heart. But again, God ain't trying to make him comfortable. God is trying to make him learn and realize. So yeah. But a lot of times simps be so blinded by their hearts, they be missing these signs. Not this time.
Laughed. Said, he's useful for now. Just ride it out. Once it's born, we'll move fast. My hands went cold.
Useful for
they weren't
now.
Just cheating. They were plotting a replacement life. One that removed us like expired wallpaper. But that's the thing about blueprints. You need a stable foundation. And Dana and I...
That is a direct sin in the Bible too. Not only are the cheaters committing adultery and fornication. Let me see if I get this right. The man who's married is committing fornication. The woman who's married is committing adultery. Not only are they committing that, but Paul, I gotta look it up. I want to do a whole video on how God feels really about marriage, because a lot of simps in churches and stuff use the Bible as in like, oh, God isn't okay with divorce, bro. So he's like, God doesn't care does like God isn't cool with divorce. So if your woman ain't or if your man ain't, you gotta stick it out, because if you get divorced, you're sinning in the eyes of God, bro. That is complete BS. God never said anything about thou must have stay of married under any all circumstances. Now, he intended for that to be the case, but he also intend for people to leave in certain situations, like abuse, or if your woman or man doesn't qualify for the version of man or woman that God described in the Bible, then you can leave them. So Proverbs is a perfect example. Proverbs describes a God-fearing, virtuous, feminine, submissive woman. So if my woman loses a couple of those qualities and I decide to leave her, there's nothing wrong with that, because she is no longer upholding that version of woman. And there's a verse in Deuteronomy I gotta find. I just saw it the other day. It's either somewhere between Deuteronomy 21 through 24. I'm gonna find it, and when I make that video, it talks about, if a man, I forgot what the reason was, but if his wife do something or something and the man wants a new wife, he can get her. Now, this is where Jesus and Paul both talked about marriage. I'm gonna fully do the research and do the video, but one of them pretty much said you have to don't just leave your woman for another woman. That's all they said. They didn't say don't leave your woman if she's disrespectful or ain't she. And then the other said in certain circumstances, like abuse, divorce is okay. So there are multiple things in the Bible that contradict the statement that, oh, God doesn't like divorce. Yeah, he doesn't, but he also don't like spouses mistreating each other. And the sin I'm talking about in this is this man is finna leave his woman for another woman. That, for a fact, is in the Bible as a sin. If you are the type of weak man that leaves a woman for another woman, that is a direct sin from the Bible, bro. That's weak. And a lot of feminine men do that. They leave women that are actually into them and feminine for another man. I don't know if this is that case. Still, bro. Even if your woman wasn't meeting your needs, you still could have left her before and made sure this other woman got divorced with her husband before y'all started having intercourse. But a lot of people don't follow God or the Bible. So, they do what they do.
We were already tearing up the floorboards beneath them. We set the trap in 3 phases. Phase 1, digital coming up. She insisted we host something low-key. Just close friends, she said.
They finna host a party, right? And that's when they finna get revealed for being for the streets.
Some wine, some music. No drama. Dana and I looked at each other and saw the same idea spark. Expose them together. 1 room, 2 liars, and an audience. I rehearsed it like a presentation. The moment, the tone, the reveal. I bought a small projector, set up a hidden playlist with the recordings, texts, and even a voice clip of Mallory laughing about how easy it is to keep secrets when the other person's predictable. You know what's predictable? Karma. And it was coming. The week of the party.
I mean, true. They were both right. Simps are super predictable. And that's another thing. That's why I said, like, not only are simps feminine, which is what women don't like, another reason why women treat them like is because they're predictable and easy to control. Like, easy. And it all go, like, easy to control and feminine, they kind of go together. But I'm not saying, here's the thing. I said in another video, men, you want to remain a mystery to your woman. Like I told you, when I get in a relationship, My woman's gonna get a different version of me damn near every day when I walk in the house. They all gonna be God-fearing, masculine, and nonchalant. But again, it's gonna be different times. Like when I walk in, my woman's cooking and cleaning. It's gonna be times I'm gonna just walk past her and I might have to go to the restroom or get something in the house I gotta go do real quick, and I might talk to her when I get back. So I may just walk past her. Sometimes I might walk by her, give her a little kiss or bite on the neck. Sometimes I might pull her close to me and give her a kiss and a bite on the neck. Sometimes I might tease her about something. I might just joke with her, play fight with her, just do something to get on her nerves a little bit. She gonna love it though, because again, my woman is gonna be the one that chased me. So she gonna just be like, if I'm teasing her and messing with her, she probably gonna be like, babe, stop, I'm trying to cook dinner for you and stuff like that. She gonna be laughing. There's gonna be times I might walk out of nowhere and just pick her up. It's gonna be different. I'm gonna be different every time. And again, sometimes I might not say anything. I might just say, hey babe, just walk by. Sometimes again, I might not say anything. It's gonna be different. And then the things I've been through in life, as throughout life, if the conversation comes up, I might talk to my woman about them things. But 2 reasons why I ain't gonna just tell her everything. Well, 3. 4. 1, God don't want me to reveal everything. 2, I've been through so much in life, I don't even remember everything I've been through. 3, I don't want to be too vulnerable with my woman, or vulnerable at all at that matter. And 4, I forgot what the other reason was, but like, she may learn things about me, like, throughout the years. I'm always going to be a mystery to my woman. And she's still going to be learning things about me. You don't want to tell a woman everything about you in the first week. And that's why a lot of y'all do get women that appeared to be super into y'all at first. And then y'all got into a conversation with them and told them your entire life story and all your hobbies and passions, everything in 1 week. And now it's like, I mean, she may still be there. Y'all may still hang out, but that spark she first originally had, it's going to be gone now. Because she got you figured out.
Got giddy. I can't believe you're doing all this, she said, kissing my cheek. I feel spoiled. I smiled back. You deserve it. And I meant it. She deserved everything she was about to get.
Yep.
The morning of the party, I brewed coffee like it was any other day. Mallory floated around the kitchen in a silk robe, humming to herself. She kissed me on the cheek and told me she couldn't believe how lucky she was to have a husband who still made an effort. I smiled.
Bruh. But yet you mistreat this husband and can't even give him the box for 9 months.
You have no idea. She didn't notice the duffel bag in the trunk of my car, or the burner phone in my coat pocket, or the divorce papers sitting in a manila envelope marked Happy Birthday, because she wasn't looking, because people like her never think the masks will slip. But today they would. Guests began arriving around 6 p.m. It was cozy, warm lighting, background jazz, the kind of setting that makes betrayal feel even colder. Dana arrived exactly at 6:40, just as planned. Her entrance was surgical, subtle, silent. She wasn't here to make a scene. She was here to finish one. Luke showed up at 7:05, wife at home, ring on his finger, hair gelled like he hadn't been sleeping on a couch for 2 weeks. He nodded at me. I nodded back. We shook hands like nothing was wrong. Mallory lit up like a teenager seeing her crush at prom. She tried to play it down, failed miserably. Oh, Luke, you made it. Wouldn't miss it, he said, voice smooth. You will, I thought. You'll miss...
Now pay attention. He said his wife tried to hide the fact that how she lit up when she saw her affair partner. This is a prime example. Now, since he ain't blinded by love by his woman anymore, now he's starting to notice the signs and how her reactions to certain things. Whereas before, if he didn't find that pregnancy test, he would have still been too blinded and worshiping this woman to realize how much she lit up when she saw that man. But now that he's out, checked out of the relationship, he ain't necessarily being led with his heart anymore, at least in this particular situation. So, what I always tell y'all, stop listening to what women tell y'all, because women are great liars. Really good liars, way better at lying than us. Trust me. Now, people may think men lie more because men are more likely to get caught and they're more likely to get held accountable in this country. A lot of times women do the same stuff men do and people just overlook it. Like, when a woman put her hands on a man, like it happens all the time, and people make jokes out of it and ignore it. But as soon as vice versa happen, oh, throw him under the bus. He needs to go to prison. Now, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone should be putting their hands on anyone. So don't take that out of context. But here's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Women are great at lying and hiding the fact that they cheat. Because they know society is more likely to believe that women are these perfect creatures that don't make mistakes. But no, women are really good at manipulating stuff. That's why most narcissists are women. But look, I'm just here to give y'all the facts. Don't listen to what a woman says. Listen to how they react. Listen to their body language. Like, if he did this, he would have automatically been able to tell his woman wasn't into him at all. Because they ain't had fun in 9 months. So regardless of all the times she said, I love you, babe, when she walked out the door, yeah, she loved the comfortable life you gave her. But she don't love you, goofy.
Whole life by the time I'm done. At 7:30, I tapped my glass. Everyone turned. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming. Before we do cake and gifts, I just wanted to show a little something I put together. A tribute to my wife. A highlight reel, if you will. The lights dimmed. The projector lit up. The first slide. A sweet photo of our wedding day. Gasps. Laughter. Then a video clip. Mallory in our closet. Whispering into the burner. Still hasn't touched me. We're safe. Dead silence. Another clip. Luke on the phone in his car. Once it's born, we move fast. I'm not waiting forever. A ripple of confusion. Someone stood. Mallory's voice again.
Karma.
He's predictable. He'd never even think to look. Her face paled. She turned to me. Ethan, what is this? I didn't answer. The last slide
What do you
appeared.
think it is,
Pregnant.
dear?
Then the screen went black. Dana stood next to me now. Calm. Composed. A storm in heels. Luke, already inching toward the door. Too late. Sit, Dana snapped. And to everyone else. That's the man who cheated on me for almost a year. With her. She pointed at Mallory, who now looked like a glitching hologram. I stepped forward, held out the envelope. Happy birthday, Mallory. These are your divorce papers. You'll find the full list of evidence and my attorney's contact info inside. Someone whispered. Holy hell. Mallory tried to speak. Couldn't. I didn't wait. I turned. Walked out. Dana is right behind me. The door closed. The party was over. By the time I got home from the party, my phone was buzzing nonstop. Text after text. Some from mutual friends. Some from people I hadn't spoken to in years. One even from her cousin, Lauren. I don't know what happened tonight, but she's hysterical. Just know, I've always liked you more. I didn't reply. I just poured myself a drink, sat on the couch.
That's one of those things where, like, oftentimes when women be in relationships with men and mistreat them, it not even just if they mistreat them, just a lot of times when women be in a relationship with men, their friends or family will actually have a crush on that guy. Her cousin has probably had a crush on this man for a long time. You wanna know why? Because when he's around her, like when they around together, she don't see the fact that he's a beta male simp and he's a simp and his wife is making him wait for 9 months. All she see is how they appear when she see them, like a normal couple. So what she look at is, man, my cousin is beautiful, and this man pulled my cousin. He must be good with women. And then he'd probably be a lot real nonchalant with her because, that's not the woman. That's his woman's cousin. So that's why I'm saying simps and beta males can appear very attractive to women if they act nonchalant to. That's why she used that like, oh, they're getting divorced. Let me finally tell him my feelings. Because I've been feeling this man. And if I was him and she was bad after divorce, I wouldn't get in a relationship with her, but, I may have my fun. I may have dabbled, like, the last woman I was ever in a relationship with, I may have dabbled a little bit with some of her family members. Not while we was in a relationship, of course. That was years ago. That was the last time. That was at that point when I realized, like, bro, it's going to be a long time before I ever get in a relationship again. I had to end that one. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm way better off single. But, yeah, let's go a little bit further, and then I'm finna end this video, because I've been talking a long time.
Watch the quiet. For the first time in what felt like a year, my life had soundproofed itself from her chaos. The next morning, Mallory showed up, banged on the door like a cop with a warrant. I didn't answer. She screamed through the wood. You blindsided me, in front of everyone.
I just wanted y'all to see that part. The audacity of some women, bro. You cheated on this man for over a year. Denied him part of your own. Like, bro, I don't care what anyone says, bro. Giving up the box is a part of your duties as a woman. Because, again, you're supposed to be a helpmeet, and you're supposed to make your man's life easier. So, you can't even do your own wifely duties for 9 months. Granted, it's mostly the man's fault, but still. This is the fact. This is what I'm talking about, where just the example of how you really can't blame women, because women like this are never going to take accountability for their own actions. You see, after all of this she put this man through, she still had the audacity to be the mad one in the situation. Like, but I blame the man way more in this situation. I blame both of the men in this situation more. The simp for being too blunt, too weak, and love struck to leave his woman after she been denying him the box all this time. And the beta male for cheating on his woman instead of just breaking up with her and telling her he don't want to be in a relationship. But that also comes with the problem of being married. There's another reason why I'm not getting married. I'm not going to do a government marriage. Yeah, I'm going to have a woman. I'm going to have a wife. But it's going to be biblical term marriage. Where we're going to just go in the room and decide we married. Once we go and study, once we in a relationship, we're married. By Bible, like, biblically, we're married. But government-wise, bro, why would I get married and sign my own rights over to the government? Now the government is in your business. The government can tell you what you could do. The government can make you give up half of the stuff you work for. Oh, man. Just watch what's going to end up happening to Travis Hunter. And probably Russell Wilson eventually. And a lot of athletes and famous people. But yeah. Y'all have a blessed day.